Alright guys, listen up. Good stuff first, boring stuff later. Here we have the bike, the Panigale 899, Ducati of course. Ooh, cool flashing. Tools you need: 3/8 drive, socket, extension, 4mm Allen socket, 5mm Allen socket. This video assumes that you know how to remove your front and rear seat. The rear seat comes off with a key, front seat comes off with a 4mm Allen key socket or wrench. And these guys are real important. These two flathead screwdrivers to remove these. These are immediately under the front seat. Here you can see the 3 locations that are parallel for the 6 main bolts that you have to take out. These are all 4mm Allen keys. Very easy. You can pretty much just pop them out with your hand. You usually don't even need a socket. After you get those guys loose, everything pretty much pops right on off. You take the right side off first. You can't take it all the way down because it carries the key inlet to unlock the rear compartment. So you just pop it off to the side. The left side will come off in one piece. So as you can see here, you can leave the center portion attached to the left side with the single bolt, small 4mm bolt in the corner, and remove it as a single section, and go ahead and store that off to the side there. Here you can see I'm just removing some of the stock wiring harness clips and whatnot that's holding all the wires down. Just kind of cleaning up the location for the inside of the new wiring. Nothing fancy. Inspect everything, make sure everything's tight. There's 3 bolts that hold the center tray in that you do not need to remove. That can all stay in. Here we have the new Rage Cycles rear end Fender Eliminator kit piece. It's one piece. It has 3 lights in it. It also has 3 plugs. Very streamlined piece. Quick note, you can remove the zip tie that's right there. Also, you're going to want to clean the underneath side of the bike where you're going to stick the kit on. It has some stickies on the LED lights for a waterproof seal. You're going to want to clean that off with rubbing alcohol. Make sure that plastic is exquisitely clean. I'm going to peel the back of the stickies off here real quick. Very carefully. And this is where you're probably going to want to take some time to, line everything properly. The gapping is going to be what you make it. Ideally, you want it within 2 or 3 millimeters from the underneath side of the tail light. That's about where I set it up at. Obviously, dead center down the middle of the bike. And this is definitely where you're going to want to take a minute and just kind of eyeball it if you want to get out the old ruler. From there, you're just going to take the center bolt that's given with the kit. You're going to thread it up through the center and attach it on the top side. And then you're going to get into the wiring harness. So you have 3 wires with these awesome plug-and-play wires. The Italian word for left is sinistra, and that's going to be labeled SX on the harness. And the other one is going to be labeled DX, and that will be right for dextra, or destra, excuse me. Once you get it plugged in, you're going to want to test everything just to make sure that it's actually wired properly and not crossed up. As you can see, we're doing a quick little test here. Here you can see we're just going to button the bike back up now, assembling it in reverse order that we pulled it apart, putting the left side and center piece back on, wrapping it around the center section, and then getting the right side, just fitting it right back on up as it was just left hanging there. You'll have to put some of the bolts in to hold the pieces together as you kind of fit them together. They all hook in, and then you have to bolt them down in one kind of uniform pattern, cross pattern, something similar to a hub or a wheel. You start at a corner and work your way crisscross across the 6 bolts on the top and across the 4 on the bottom. Real briefly, I just wanted to show another shot of putting the bike back together in such a way, that you guys might be able to see a little bit better. That other shot isn't very good. Apologize. I'll be getting some better lighting and a little bit better shooting techniques on the upcoming videos. I'm still new at this. And speedily putting the rear end back together and tightening those main 6 to 8 bolts back up. And don't forget the 4 on the underneath side. Those are very important as well. Making sure that you gradually tighten and massage those as well. You can use them as anchors as well, tightening them up all the way. So why I roll the footage of the finished product, I just want to put up my disclaimer. Obviously, when I started this project, if anyone noticed, I had already removed the stock rear end and the mirrors. Those 3 things come off relatively easy. Basically, the rear end, the stock rear end, comes out the same way that this new one went in. You can just kind of look through the video and see the bolt locations. You might have to remove the 3 the 3 rear stay bolts to get that rear end out of there. I wasn't too happy with some of the body gapping when I was finished, so I went back through and adjusted some of the body gaps and retested the lights just to double check. Yep, so that's pretty much it. Appreciate you guys taking a look at the video. If you like what you see, please follow us and take a look at our Instagram. If you like this video, we'll be featuring more upgrades on the 899 as we get more funding, as well as the 675 Triumph Daytona, also the CBR 1000RR over there in the corner. We also have a 250 Rebel we were thinking about playing with. Additionally, we're looking at some quads for the winter. So stay tuned, everybody, and enjoy. If you guys have any questions, you can email me at darkknight810@gmail.com, and it's up here on the screen. And I'd be glad to answer any questions about the bike or about the upgrade. I also have experience on working on the CBR 600RR and the Yamaha YZF 600 and the R6 as well. I'll be posting more videos, and stay tuned for cool racing videos next year in the 2016 season. Thanks everyone. Have a good evening.